What's going on, Geminites? Gem Mint here. Today we have a classic Sideshow statue in the building. This is the old school Deadpool premium format, but it's the X-Force exclusive. So stay tuned, we'll do an unboxing and a review.
Without the flash, no Wally West, no Barry Allen, reverse flash, they can't stand it. Comic flow, they can't stand it. I'm incredible, unforgettable, something like Mint Collectibles, ayy.
Alright, before we get started, I want you guys to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and the like. We're going to go ahead and get this out of the shipper. And this is an older piece I bought secondhand. It looks like they put some kind of brown paper around the shipper to protect it. But we're going to go ahead and get it out. We'll check out the art box, and then we'll look at the statue. Alright, so we got a lot going on the art box here. So you have Deadpool, but some graffiti, right? You got Deadpool graffiti there. Speaking of these comments, why aren't they in yellow speech bubbles like how he is in the comics? He said, I don't know. I only signed up to write witty comments on boxes. He's saying this pouch got Wolverine trading cards. So it's a pretty funny box. And I like how they actually made it gray, and they didn't just like recycle the same red art box from the original premium format. Alright, so just a quick look at all the pieces. So you have, only a few pieces. The base here, which is this flat, shiny kind of black X base. Here we can see the edition size. This is 1362 out of 1500. It's got two hands with swords, one head, two sword, whatever you call them, shieldings, casings, and the body. Now, this was my first time ever seeing this piece in hand, and I didn't realize that all this stuff was mixed media. I thought that was going to be sculpted in, so that was kind of a surprise. Alright, so this should be a pretty easy assembly, but man, my strap thing is kind of like messed up. Like, check this out. Kind of like has this like corroded look here, but it's supposed to go into this little, well, it kind of goes in there. Anyway, let's go ahead and get him in there, and let's see if we can mess with this. So I guess it'll stay in there, but then we got to put these in the back. All right, so anyway, let's go ahead and get the head on. I guess I should show you guys. Boom, head's on. I know this is going to get messed up when I try to put these on. Yeah, so that's not going to go in because it's too heavy and it's going to drag that strap down. Man, that's messed up. The seller never told me anything about this strap being broken either. Motherfucker, man. Alright, so the hands have these shiny swords. Let's go ahead and get them on here. Strong magnets there. And the other one goes like behind his back. And that's the assembly. Cool, man. So I've always wanted a Deadpool piece. Even before like I sold all the statues, like when I was getting X-Men statues around that time, I always wanted a Deadpool. And I always liked the regular version of this, but I kind of felt like it was too plain. It was just a museum pose. It's kind of short. Like, speaking of which, yeah, he's under 19 inches tall. So I always kind of stayed away from it. Heat Seeker Deadpool came out, because the original red premium format came out in like 2012, 2013, before I was collecting statues. It had a regular edition with an ES of like 2500, and then it had an exclusive with like a chicken hand, which I didn't care for, and that had an edition size of like 1000 or 1500. And this retailed at $350. The X-Force variant came out sometime after, and it only had this one version, just one portrait, no switch-out hands, and it had swords instead of guns and chickens. And I never really thought to get the X-Force version altogether, because, I didn't really have X-Force pieces. So flash forward until today, I recently got the Psylocke X-Force exclusive, I got the Domino statue, so then I saw this, it came up somehow, and I said, oh damn, that would go really well with those other two pieces. And it actually fits in well with the new Sideshow line because they do have a smaller footprint. You have a lot of museum pose ones like Psylocke, like Emma Frost. Domino's not museum, but it still has a small footprint. And I just figured that this would really pair well with those two statues. So I ended up pulling the trigger on this. It was hard for me to kind of price. It looks like it was going for all different kind of asking prices on eBay. Sold listings put it around 500 or 500 or best offer. So I just went onto the Facebook groups and I just put a wanna buy, like, hey, $500, who's selling it? And somebody hit me up. So anyway, that's why I ended up jumping on this. Let's go ahead and take a look at the piece. Now, this definitely has some flaws to it that are not really a problem of the statue itself, more of this actual specific one. So, looking at the base, and it's something I didn't like back in the day, but now I appreciate much more. It has a small, circular, not too tall base. It just has an X-Men or X-Force logo on the top. It's got a shiny kind of black finish on the top part here. And then you have Deadpool just standing straight up with a kind of weird, sinister, mercenary-looking pose with his head kind of cocked, tilted, with a mean face on. Let's just start from the bottom up. So it has good details in its sculpt. It's got boots with these buckles on it. You can see folds in the fabric. You see shading for in the paint here on the gray. Now this knife and the straps here on his thighs, these pouches, this is all mixed media. His belt is mixed media. The straps on his shoulders, like you can see, I have that broken one, the one right here on top of his stomach. So that was an interesting surprise. I always assumed it was sculpted by looking at pictures and such. I like the little details on his glove. He even has his logo on his fist. Buckles around his wrist. The swords are pretty nice. I mean, mine has some issues where they look like it could use a good buffing. But otherwise, the sculpt looks good. I like the wraps on the handles. I do seem to have some damage on the back of his calf here. Some paint damage. And on the inside, too, man. I'm going to have to hit up the seller and see what's up. Going up into the torso, I like the anatomy. I like how you can see the muscles. I like how you can still have folds in the fabric. You have, like, line work in the fabric and stitching, so that looks good. And I think they did an excellent job on the mask. How you can see his nose through his mask and his ears, his jawline. You still see the folds around the side. So I think that looks really cool. At the end of the video, I'm going to go ahead and put it up next to those other two pieces that I mentioned, and then we'll see what they look like together. But yeah, this is an old school Sideshow piece. $350 was the retail price on it, so it's interesting to see, you know, we've almost doubled that, and we have in some cases for their premium formats. But also, this is kind of more of a plain piece if you think about it. It doesn't have as much going on as some of these newer statues. Alright, so let me know what you guys think about the Deadpool Premium Format X-Force exclusive. This is a classic statue. What do you guys think how it looks with the other X-Men pieces and the X-Force lineup I got going on? So let me know, drop me a comment below. Like I said, make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure that you hit the notification bell, hit the like button, and you guys stay minty fresh. Peace.
They're saying I'm harmless, call me Cassidy, I'm bringing the carnage. Story the farthest, I'm a psychopath with a joker's lab bipolar. So there's two of me and only one of you, so do the math. I leave you stunned without the flash. No Wally West, no Barry Allen, reverse flash. They can't stand it, comic flow, they can't stand it. I'm incredible, unforgettable, something like Mint Collectibles, ayy. I'm a Gemini and we get it right. We amazing, no spider bites, so we doing reviews and getting the views. Venom my ooze, book of the week, can see me Wednesday and see what I choose. If it's about comments, then I got the news. Subscribe to the channel and you never lose, ayy. I show what I got and what's in the box. On top of my comments whenever they drop. Tell you what's coming and tell you what's hot. We keep it professional, we Mint Collectibles.